If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? Good morning, Sit Room, Jedi Bill 797, Purple Lady, Speaker for the Dead, Lori Roberts, Kathia Star, Chris Persia, Josh, and Rebecca Momini. Dave Bob, good morning. Mark the Infinitely Tired, Purple Lady, Dave G Sound. How's Lori Roberts? How's everybody doing? I think I said Chris Persia already, but fuck it, I'll do it again. Chris Persia. How's every Jedi Bill 797, Speaker for the Dead? How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody out there doing? Captain Trek, good morning. Lady Mist, how is everybody doing? Man, good morning, guys. Good morning. I tell you what, I think this is the first morning that I've done this that I've woken up and been like, I want to go back to bed. X and R Comics, good morning. So I got an awesome guest this morning. To help me out here because man, I'm falling into my coffee this morning. I'm still wiping everything out of my eyes and pouring coffee over my head and try and wake up. But I have a guest and he's a wonderful, wonderful guy. He's a great guy and a great author. And I'd like to introduce him. You know him, you love him. Adiga Outlaw. Hail, brother.
Hey. You know, when somebody's in trouble, you gotta answer the call. And oh gosh, poor Loki, man. He's running on just a couple hours sleep, and even that was far too little and underdeserved.
Yeah, I did that interview last night, and that's late for me. You know, I'm up early, super early in the morning, and usually I'll take a little siesta at some point, but nothing yesterday. And then to be up at like 1 o'clock after that and still trying to go to sleep, I was like, man. And then I got up this morning and I've never, ever felt like this. Not one time have I ever felt like this since I started doing this. Usually I'm up and I'm like, yeah, time to go. Morning to Mischief. Whoa. And this time I was like, turn the alarm off. Turn the alarm off.
Do it enough times, you'll get used to it.
Yes. Yes.
The mornings, like you guys know, it's hello to everyone in chat. It's a struggle for me, but you know what? You do things for people. And actually yesterday was a real easy day for me, but I've kind of hinted at it the past couple of weeks. Been inundated with phone calls and different things where people are having questions and trouble because of all the panic that's going on. So you do your best to help other people when you can. And, I can this morning. So let's make fun of it.
Yes. Yes. And ramble. I got to talk to Major Vance Owen last night. And dude, usually I would have said no way. I've gotta get up in the morning. I've got to do this. But when Rambling Canuck and Captain Trek asked me, I was like, man, I can't say no to that. I can't. It was a chance to talk to him, to ask him some questions, to get his views on things. And I really enjoyed it, guys. If you have not checked out that video, I'm gonna pull the link up in YouTube, and I will share it with the chat. But it was a really, really good guest panel, and
you can tell he's normally he's Loki's dragging butt today.
Yes. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. There's the link in chat.
No, that's something I gotta say for you though, now that you put that link in chat, and you guys know this already, but you see him pop up on these, he's got friends in high places, but he pops up on these smaller channels and it helps people out, and I admire that about you, Loki. You're a good man.
Oh, dude, I'm small. I'm small potatoes. I'm small potatoes, just like
yeah, but you can swim with the big fish. You know them all.
You know what? I've a couple of people have been like, dude, you're gonna grow and you're gonna be 1,000 by this, and you're gonna do this and do this. I'm enjoying the ride. I'm not worried about that. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not like I have to get there right now and I have to be. No, I'm enjoying my ride. I'm enjoying the ride. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. I'll keep going and I'll keep talking and I'll keep doing exactly what I'm doing now because I'm enjoying the ride that I'm on.
Now, Katie has said something in chat. She has a point. You know, this. She says smaller channels are the best. Depends on what you're looking for. But if you want, excuse the word, I don't mean anything more by it, but an intimacy with the people that you're in chat with, you can't get that when you have, 50, 60 plus people in chat, or, some of the people that where they're running 1,000, 2,000 people at a time. You can grab one or two people every once in a while, and everyone else gets kind of left behind, and that sucks.
Yeah.
We're an advantage of the small group. I mean, you call out everybody's name every morning. How often can you do that? So, I see the advantages of both, but I admire what you do.
Well, that's something I'm going to do my very best never to change, no matter how many people are on here, no matter how many people are talking in chat. I want to try and call everybody out and talk about everybody. And there's no, listen, for every YouTuber that's big, every YouTuber that's small, every YouTuber that's on his way, we are all in this together. All of us, everyone that goes out on a video, everyone that speaks their mind, we're all in it together. We're all in the same boat, and we're trying to get upstream.
Yeah. Here's another thing too, which I think is absolutely hilarious. You have these guys like Kimmel and Samantha Bee and these different people where they have to work at home now. They don't have the big staff. They don't have all these people helping them out, and they suck. They don't hold a candle to you or any of the other people that we're following. And it's just hilarious to watch them fall apart in front of us when they don't have, $1 million staff running around wiping their noses and butts.
Well, you don't need any of that. All you need is a mic. And
they do.
They don't. They've lost what it means to get on here and do what we all do. And I think that's the problem when it's about the staff and it's about writers and it's about people. I've never sat here with a script ever. I just get on here and I talk about how I feel about stuff. And there is no script. When I did that ramble about Picard, I didn't have that like planned out. I wasn't like, I'm going to sound like Peter Whalen because I've been dead for the last 100 years. I just did it. I just did it. Why? Because I love aliens, and I remember watching Prometheus and being like, holy crap, that's Guy Pearce as Peter Whalen. I am Peter Whalen, and I am long dead if you're watching this. And I just did it. Because it's just, I like doing shit like that.
Well, it's okay. That's a mark of talent maybe they did lose it. Maybe once upon a time they did have it. And they got involved with people that, Dave G, how you doing? He said, wipe with what? Well, right, obviously people's noses, shove that nose up there and brown it real well. And then they get used to having other people do all the thinking for them. They just smile on camera. And now that they can't do that, the real talent shows, and we appreciate you.
Thank you. You were talking about wipe. I got out just for a little bit yesterday, and there's a little tiny store near where I live, and they're like, yeah, limit 2 rolls of toilet paper. Right there up on the register, limit 2 rolls of toilet paper. And I'm like, well, damn.
Right.
I haven't been out in like 2 weeks, and they've got limit 2 rolls of toilet paper, 2 things of hand sanitizer, 2 rolls of paper towels. The hell's up with that? And I was like, y'all really go through all that? Oh, yeah, delivery gets here Friday, and by the end of the day, it's gone. I'm like, wow, okay. And maybe that's what happened to their creativity. I don't know. Maybe, if too much of it got sucked out the window and then poof, it's gone.
Well, there's going to be a lot of toilet paper skits when it's all done for all these people that have it stockpiled.
Dude, I got lucky. I got so lucky. It was over a month ago. I got to go to Sam's, and I bought I was just like, okay, get the giant, thing, and I won't run out till the end of the year.
Score.
So it was like 80 rolls or some shit.
Loki's black market of TP.
Yeah, Loki's black. Yeah, I'm selling it on eBay, guys. That one you see for like $48,000 a roll, that's me. Loki 1189
has gold trim.
Yeah,
extra little lavender scent. Make your butt feel royal.
It has a picture of Spaceballs 1 right on every sheet.
Wipe your butt with the giant head.
Yeah, wipe your butt with the giant
sorry.
head. Oh man, no, don't say you're sorry. Shit. Oh, I'm gonna have to start calling this Mindless Rambling Wednesdays. Mindless Rambling Wednesdays.
Or it looks like we're infringing on Mark the Infinitely Tired's pyramid scheme with TP.
Mark, buddy. At least you got ahead of the game. He did get ahead of the game. He was in this before everybody else. He went out. He was one of those people that had like one of those extra large shopping carts from Costco filled like all halfway to the seat.
Hired the neighborhood kids to load his truck for him.
And he's the guy that broke that wine bottle and stabbed that guy to get out of the store with it. Did you see
about that? No.
Yeah, dude, there was this guy in Costco, and they're fighting over the toilet paper, and he grabs a bottle of wine, breaks it, and stabs the guy with the bottle, like you see in the like the bar fight movies. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my word.
Seriously. Oh, crazy people. Absolutely crazy.
I sent my oldest, he's been here with us, to go out to it's Smart and Final or Gordon Food Source, depending on what side of the country you're on, to pick up some things. Because, a little hint, if you guys got one around there by you, they tend to have more things because people don't think of them having eggs or different stuff. And one of the things on the list was eggs. Well, they didn't have any of the small carton. And what they did have was one box left that had 15 dozen eggs. And of course, my son, you send him something to do, he will do it. Did we get booted? Oh, no,
we're still on.
Okay. So he went down to Gordon's, found the box, said, well, my parents told me to get eggs. I'm getting eggs. So he got the big box of eggs. He got someone in the parking lot trying to get eggs. And, we had promised them to some of the neighbors next door. So we got more eggs to know what to do with, and we've been giving them out. But little hint, you need things, try your Gordon Food Source or Smart and Final, depending on where you're at.
Definitely. And Dave G Sound, yes, I was in the car. Guy walked up with a trench coat, was like, hey, man, I can hook you up. Opened up his trench coat and had rolls of TP lining his trench coat. I got Shaman. I got Extra Soft. I got Angel Soft. Yeah. Whatever you need, man. I got your hookup. I'm like, no, thank you. I have no idea where that TP's been. Oh, crap.
And the real cheap version by Brillo.
Yeah, Brillo. Ugh. No, thank you.
All right, just a heads up, because I can't tell you how many times I've had to share this on the phone, on, different social media things, but, and I come to find out that PJ from Orville Nation, somehow, I haven't asked him. We chatted a little bit, but somehow he's involved with the healthcare, and the numbers are getting out of Spain, and I've seen this at other places. This is fact. I can give you the sources if you want. The people that are getting the sickest, they say it's the elderly and the people that are immune compromised like myself. I've got it, but it's no big deal to me because I know what to do. The ones that have been passing away are the ones they find it almost universally are low on vitamin D3, and you guys have heard me say that before. So when you're out, get vitamin D3, load up on that stuff. I mean, just take it. It's armor for you, because like I said, my cancer directly affects part of the immune system, and I'm not having issues. So it's a matter of just putting in the right fuel into the body, and you'll be all right. And that's why little kids are doing well, is because they're out in the sunshine. Kick them out in the yard, go play, and they're getting vitamin D through their skin. If you can't go out and buy it, sit your butt in a lawn chair and sit out in the sun for 20 minutes a day. You're going to do okay.
Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I take a 1-a-day pill, but I definitely don't go outside enough.
All right, now I'm going to get on your case. 1 a day suck.
1 a day.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen people come in. I've taken X-rays, and you see those pills all lined up in a little train roll down in their colon, getting ready to be pooped out. Your body doesn't absorb them. I'm not going to get into the real nitty gritty. It's just the way that they're put together is terrible. 1 a day, Theragram, Centrum. Don't buy those.
Don't buy them. Okay.
Don't buy them.
All right. I had to take a magnesium pill too.
Well, that's all right.
I take. I think it's like a 250. It's not that much. It's just to get more magnesium in me. I am a diabetic, and I don't exactly follow the rules. I drink a Coke. I drink sugar stuff. I don't eat the very best I can eat, but I know the magnesium is supposed to help with that. So,
okay. Now, Bird of Prey brought up 1 a day gummies. Surely they dissolve. They do dissolve. But let me tell you how these things are manufactured. It's the difference between pharmaceutical grade, which doesn't mean you need a prescription, and the difference between food grade. Food grade, imagine in your mind a vat, a big vat, and they dump all these ingredients in, whatever quality they are. They could be low quality vitamin C, high quality, it doesn't matter. And they put in the B and the A and all the different stuff that goes into a pill, and they put them in these big vats. They stir it up a little bit and spit it out, but there's no quality control. So in each pill, one, you may get almost 90% vitamin C, a little bit of K. The next one, you may get D, which is a poor quality D, and you may get some Bs. You never know. And the casing that they put them in, except for the gummies, isn't really that great. Now, the thing about gummies or anything where you could see through the bottle, vitamin C is very, very light sensitive. If you can see through the bottle, or if the vitamin can be seen through, that vitamin C is now gone. It denatures in light. So, sorry, the gummies don't work that well either. I mean, maybe they work for marijuana gummies, the people say they work really well. But when it comes to actual vitamins, no, they don't. So I'm just giving you guys the cold hard facts so you can be healthy, because I want to see you guys here every morning instead of climbing on being sick. It's hard enough for me to get on here, but I love you guys and I want to be able to help, and I'm trying to help Loki.
Well, believe me, I want to be on here. I want to keep
I got to get I'm sorry, you're tired. Shut up. No, I want to talk about, get things on the lighter side. Sorry, don't let me tell you to shut up. You can slap me if you want to.
No, dude, you're the only person that can get away with that. I love you, brother. You're the only one that can get away with that. Hell, dude, I've got a friend that's
but if I ever saw you in person, man, you just smack me on the head and put your elbow in the stump. Anyway, go ahead.
I've got a lifelong friend, and if he told me to shut up, I'd tell him to fuck off. And you're the only one that can get away with that, brother. I love this guy, guys. I absolutely love this guy.
Okay, well, in the process of gaining my education over the years, whether it be at school or whether it be in the office, I have seen some really wild things on X-rays. Old people who have body piercing in places you would never imagine. One of the funniest, well, two of the funniest things. I'll give you number one first. This was when I was at school. And I spent a lot of extra time learning about X-rays. I should be what they call a DAC bar, where it's kind of like a doctorate in another field, but it would be with X-ray. But the teacher, he was showing me this X-ray, and he says, "All right, tell me what you see." And there's an X-ray. You guys have seen chest X-rays, and you don't need to know how to read them. But imagine a chest X-ray with snow all over it. And I looking at that thing, I could not figure out what the heck was going on. And he says, well, this guy's a sadomasochist. Does that help? And I said, I had no clue. So he told me, he said, well, the guy came in with a stomach ache. What he had done the night before is he went to the local grocery store, bought one of those rotisserie chickens. They put them in aluminum bags to keep them warm. Well, he took it home and he ate the whole thing, bag and all. And what you're seeing on the x-ray was all those little flakes of aluminum going through his stomach. He ate the bones, the whole thing, and he was wondering why his stomach ached. Now, this is true, too. This is another one. The guy came in, put the x-ray up. The guy was in an emergency room. And he said, I just slipped and fell in the shower. And you guys have heard that excuse all the time. But sitting right in the middle of his pelvis was an Old Spice bottle. He shoved that thing up his butt.
Oh.
So, yeah, I have seen some really, really weird things on x-ray.
Why?
You know what? I don't know. Plus the fact he lost his grip.
Oh, that's like the Richard Gere thing in the hamster.
Yeah, it really happens.
Adorable.
It really does happen. Those aren't old wives' tales or things to scare your kids not to do strange stuff with their bodies.
For anybody out there that knows D, I mean, could you imagine, getting Richard Gere in your emergency room and being like, oh, yeah, that's Sabu in there. Look at him squirming around trying to get out. That's Sabu, all right.
Those are real. They are real. People do some weird things when you're not looking at them.
Absolutely insane. I bet, Lori, I think we're all over the place. That's the topic. We're here, we're there, we're everywhere. It's
and that is my fault.
Mindless ramblings. No.
Anything to keep me awake.
Yeah, anything to keep me awake. Damn Loki calling me at 6:30 in the morning. Can you come on and guest? Oh, shit.
Well,
I'll be
I'm
there in a
fortunate.
minute, brother.
It starts at 9 here, but I have to get up early to be functional. I'm dragging my butt out of bed. I won't tell you what I go through, but man, it's fun.
Oh, yeah, dude. I used to drive a truck. I'm sure I've told you that before. Everybody, and their Ivory Thursday, and this is while I was getting my degree too. So I was taking a full class load and a half, and working from 7 in the morning until 5:30, Monday through Friday, and then half a day on Saturdays. But on Thursdays, I would be at the shop at 5 a.m. and I would get back at around 4. And still, I wouldn't be able to get out of there till 5:30 because I had to unload everything. But that and a full class load, yeah, for a year and a half as I finished off my degree, was absolutely insane. I was tired constantly. There wasn't a moment that I wasn't tired.
Yeah, I know that one. Going through school for me, I did it. It's, for those of you who don't know, some schools will set up with, it's called a trimester, so semester. So instead of having 2 or 4, they have 3. You go year round. And when I did it, I did the trimester, so I had 2 weeks off during the year, and I did each trimester was over 30 credit hours. So I was pulling about 120 credit hours a year, which was insane. And I went to bed at 1 and got up at 3 most days. And yeah, I know what tired is.
Yeah, that's even worse than what I was doing. And I don't.
Yeah, but you had to drive. I had to sit,
Yeah. Oh. But they had something similar set up, except after every semester, I could pick how long I wanted off. It was like, okay, how long do you want off? Oh, give me, 2 weeks or give me a month. I think I took a month once. Usually it was 2 weeks. But I think in the middle, I took a whole month off. But that's how they set it up. And I only had to actually go into class for finals. I had to get everything ready and then go into class and basically do my finals in class. It was nuts.
Yeah. Well, I did that for a couple of classes, and I kid you not, I had nightmares for 7 years. I could remember the last one I had 7 years after graduation, where the nightmare was, well, you didn't attend class. We're going to have to pull your degree. Oh man, I hated those nightmares, but they're gone.
Whoa. That's nuts.
Yeah. Well, the professors, they knew what the students were going through. It's like, you know what, if you could pass the test, fine, just come in for the test.
Yeah, I had when I did it weird. I got my associates and then I got my bachelor's, but I did it a long time apart. So when I went to school the first time, I think I was like 20, 21. I had a few teachers like that. They said, if you do not want to come in at all, let me know and come in and present your final at the end of the year, and that's all you got to do. But let me know, that way I can count you as here. And I was like, okay. Here's all the reading material. Here's everything you need to know. Your entire grade will be based off of what you do on your final. Okay.
Man.
Just make sure you do the material every day. Okay. And that's like the worst thing to do. That's like daring them never to come back.
All right. I saw Josh in chat. He asked what, I don't know if it's Josh and Rebecca or if it's just Rebecca, but I always say just Josh. Everyone knows I shorten everyone's names just because I'm a terrible typist. But what kind of vitamins do work? Basically you're going to spend a little bit more money if you got a Better Health Around You or a GSF or a GNC. Go to them, and even if they have a flunky that's working behind the counter, they're still going to be able to point you to something better than the one-a-day Theragram or Centrum. And usually you're going to spend about 10% to 50% more than what you would on the other stuff. If you want the really good stuff, you're going to have to go into a healthcare provider to get certain ones. We carry stuff at my office, there's like 3 companies in the U.S. that carry super high quality stuff, and we carry 2 of them. But usually a GSF or a Better Health is going to have, even their lower end generic stuff is going to be better than what you get at other places, with a Theragram or Centrum or that type of stuff. That's what you want to do. And for those of you who are really gung-ho, you want to get a mineral supplement. They'll have good liquid colloidal minerals. So you get your magnesium, your manganese, your boron, all the other little things that it's been depleted out of our food. You're not really going to get any real high sources in our food, even organic stuff. If the soil's been depleted, you can be as organic as you want, but it's still not going to get the nutrients in it that you really want. And you want to be healthy, that's how you do it.
So how much, just out of curiosity, because I want to tell you this little thing here in a minute, how much does sleep deprivation drain off of your system? Like your whatever, resources your body has?
It all depends. Some people require less. I'm one of those where I'm fortunate, 5-6 hours I can go indefinitely, but sleep deprivation for me would be on the 4 hours side. Some people need more, like a standard would be the 7 or 8 hours. When you do sleep deprivation, it affects a couple of different things in the system. And it's a long, complicated story. I could go through it and bore the heck out of you, but it does affect you. And if you do it for longer than a month or 2 at a time, then your immune system starts to go down. It does affect your cortisol level. So if you want to get cholesterol issues, which cholesterol really isn't the big issue, it's the high blood pressure and a few other things, cell-mediated immunity, your abilities for your kidneys and your adrenal glands and your other functions to work properly, they all start to go downhill. And you end up getting various different illnesses because of it. And chewables, some chewables do work, Mark, but the bottle has to be light proof, and it has to be from a good source. If
So,
light can get, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If light can get into the bottle, then you're losing some of the vitamins. Vitamin A actually picks up with heat and light, but vitamin C, there's a couple other, the water-soluble ones that tend not to do as good, but specifically C. So a black bottle or a very, very dark, smoky bottle is what you want to have those in.
So Captain Spire asked, just to verify this, 4 days ago you started singing a song and seconds later your stream was demonetized. I am not monetized. And 4 days ago would have been Sunday. If you're talking about the Saturday stream, I got a copyright thing for something. Usually, unless I play that intro that I played this morning, I immediately get a copyright notification. So it's not necessarily a strike. It's like, hey, we flagged this on your channel. You're not getting a strike, but they can add ads and take any money you make off of it away, which I'm not making money anyway because I'm not monetized yet. So,
well, that's the thing. When you sing as well as you do and sound just like Freddie Mercury, they thought you were cheating the system.
Yeah. when you sing it, you sound just like the person, you know? Yeah. I know a couple of people have to be careful about that because they sing. Normally, I'm not singing, guys. It ain't happening. Unless I'm really wasted down a karaoke bar. It ain't happening. Then you might hear some Elvis and some Johnny Cash curl out of me. But that's it.
I need to hear Lars sing one of these days.
Oh, no. He's still recovering. He's still in the hospital recovering.
Chainsaw wounds.
Damn Loki cut me, Adiga. Oh shit! Yeah, chainsaw wounds.
Stitch yourself. Have Sven do it.
Yeah, have Sven do it. Have Sven carry you to the studio to sing. Not going to happen. Oh crap! So what I was going to tell you was years ago, almost 20 years ago, I was on a jury. I got picked for jury duty, and I actually got picked, and it was like the worst thing I could have imagined. But where I am from, there are a crap load of refineries, and one of the big refineries got caught in a really, really bad lawsuit. They had a huge explosion, and at their refinery, and there was a trailer. There was a trailer within 50 feet of the stack that exploded. And there was all this stuff going on, all these allegations rolling around, all these people saying this, people saying that. The defense attorneys were saying that the girl that was suing them was a drug addict and only wanted drug money, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they had a guy who was working 16-hour days every day for over 6 months without a day off.
That was an accident waiting to happen.
And he was the guy that's supposed to be watching the board for any problems. And the little light was blinking the whole time that this stack was filling up with chemicals and going to explode. And it just sat there and blinked in front of them the whole time, and he just never noticed. And yeah, and he had, one of the things that came up in the middle of all that was he had said multiple times to other people that worked there or that were working there that didn't work for the company that it took him at least 2 hours once his head hit the pillow to actually go to sleep. So you get home, he gets home, he does whatever he does once he gets home, and then he lays down, and 2 hours after that, you're looking at, 4 or 5 hours of sleep in over 6 months?
Wow.
If that. And dude, they got 9 kinds of shit. The woman that was running that refinery, as soon as it happened, the first thing she said when she came out of her office was she told her secretary to get a hold of the PR department and to find a way to spin this so they don't look like shit. Get a hold of PR. We've got to find a way to spin this so we don't look like shit. Like it's somebody else's fault. We're going to blame somebody else so we don't look like shit.
Well, you could kind of guess that was happening when they got someone they're working 15-hour days nonstop. They really didn't care.
No, they didn't care. They absolutely didn't care. No, they absolutely didn't care. And in opening arguments, they were talking about the girl because she lost both of her parents. This girl lost both of her parents. They were in that trailer. And that trailer was supposed to be at the very minimum 200 feet away from those stacks. 200 feet away. And they were within 50 feet. So they were gone. They were vaporized.
Wow.
Lost both of her parents. I don't care if the kid is smoking meth. That girl deserves whatever that company can give her. So,
right.
Hopefully no one's listening. I didn't name any names. I didn't name any damn company name. Don't be looking at me. Don't be like, we're going to sue you. Shit.
And you know it's all going to come down on that lady because the insurance policy, I doubt, is going to cover hardly any of that.
No, they had to pay out. I kept track. They had to pay out. I kept track. There were 2 people that were dissenters that were like, that girl don't need to deserve nothing, man. I worked my whole life, my hands to the bone. We just going to hand that girl $200 million. I said, that's damn right we are. Why? Because she lost both of her parents and it could have been prevented. And there was absolutely no fucking reason for it. I worked my whole life, my hands to the bone. That girl don't deserve nothing. Yeah. Can you believe that shit? Like, I'm going to be a selfish fucking prick and act like a dick because I've worked all my life and this little girl hasn't. I don't give a shit.
Good for you.
That girl lost her mom and her dad at the same time for some shit that could have been prevented if they had just moved them fucking trailers back. Ugh. Yeah. Bunch of crap. But yeah, dude, 16 hours, 6 months.
Nuts.
Yeah.
All right, Josh and Rebecca, more money.
No money.
The answer is we'll call your friend Mr. J or Mr. M or JM, whoever your friend is. Yeah, I know that's not doing so good for the health. Yeah, I can hear your friend asking too.
Drinking nothing but
Doc, I got a friend that has this rash. What do I do about that? Yeah. Oh, I just had a doozy the other day. Gosh, this was one of the ones that I've spent a lot of time on the phone with. This is horrid. This is about being loose with your morals. Oh, my word. I saw this x-ray, and of course I'm working from home, and so I'm reading this x-ray, and this poor kid had this on her arm, looked like a fracture, and the emergency room didn't catch it. And I said, no, that's broken there, and there's something underlying that. You know, if you're not feeling better tomorrow, you need to get into the emergency room and check this out. The kid had septic gonorrhea from sleeping around.
Shit.
And you know, you can't really do that, you know. And it almost killed her. It literally almost killed her. She was in the hospital for a week. They had to do all kinds of different treatment for this, and the only way it came out, because I saw a fracture. It had gone into the bone marrow and was splitting her bones. So that's that, you know, and I've known this person for years, and it's heartbreaking to see this crap when it's totally preventable stuff.
Well, some of us, you know what? I'm not talking about the girl, but some of us are stubborn. Some of us are completely stubborn. Did I ever tell you about that thing that happened on Thanksgiving a couple years ago with me? I think it was like 2015, 2016.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I am going with my girlfriend and my kids to Thanksgiving at my parents' house. And the whole way there, my legs hurt. The back of my legs hurting, like where I'm sitting.
That's what you told her, huh? You got to work my leg for me, please. Sorry.
And it's, up by, where your butt meets your leg. And I get there and it's worse. And all day it's worse. And the next day it's even worse. Thanksgiving Day comes. I don't want to get out of bed. I am in pain. They're like, you should go see a doctor. You should go see a doctor. And finally, Thanksgiving Day, I'm like, I'm in so much pain. I give up. I'm going to go to the emergency room. So I go to the emergency room and the doctor looks at it and, he's like, to the nurse, and he's like, okay, I will be back in a moment. And he goes out of the room and, the nurse comes back in. She's like, all right, we're going to get you an MRI. And I'm like, oh my God. Immediately I'm like, what the hell is wrong if I'm getting an MRI? And the doctor comes back, after I do the MRI and everything. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And he's like, okay, we have surgical team on the way. And I'm like, what? We have emergency surgical team, best surgical team we have. On the way, they are coming in from Thanksgiving with their family. We'll be here soon. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And the guy gets there. The head of the surgical team gets there, and he's talking to me, and he's like, all right, basically, we're going to have to go in. We're most likely going to have to take your leg muscle out. He goes, there is necrotic tissue in your leg.
Ooh.
That is why it's hurting so bad. Basically, parts of your leg are dying. We're probably going to have to take that muscle out, but I don't want you to freak out if you wake up and you don't have your leg. See you in a minute, buddy. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't want you to freak out if you wake up, you don't have your leg. I'm warning you now. It's a possibility. And I'm like,
right.
And dude, that I kept my muscle in my leg. I obviously kept my leg. But
we don't know. You never put yourself on camera. Anyway, go ahead.
I know. I never. Yeah, you don't know. But it was like they went in with an ice cream scooper, and I was quarantined. I was quarantined in the hospital for like a week. They would not let me out for like a week. But it was like they went in with an ice cream scoop and just scooped part of my leg out.
What caused it? Did you get a shot or were
no,
you bruised, or?
Dude, my leg hurt. That's it. I was like, yeah, it kind of stings. My leg kind of stings. What the hell's up with that? And I haven't had anything like that since. So they just, because I asked them, I said, what caused it? And it could be a million things. And when I got home and I talked to my doctor, my GP or whatever they call him, general practitioner or whatever, I said, dude, they wouldn't give me a straight answer when I was in the hospital. I kept asking them, what caused it? What caused it? What's caused it? Oh, many things. And they wouldn't give me a damn straight answer. And he goes, okay, listen, number one, you're diabetic, which is bad enough. He said, number two, you smoke. And he said, number three, what you eat and how you take care of yourself is shit. So what you've got is every time you smoke a cigarette and you drink a soda, you've got Wolverine opening his claws and running through your veins, just shredding up your veins. He goes, that's what caused it.
Tell your friend that, Josh.
Oh, what did Josh say?
No, it's what you were saying.
Yeah.
He was talking about his friend having the Coke and everything, that.
Yeah.
It's funny that you brought that up. I had the same thing happen to me, only it was in my head. They had to, put this little hinge on the back of my skull, took an ice cream scoop, and took out most of the meat. Now every time I go by a microwave, I piss my pants.
That explains everything. I've been like, man, what is it with the Deegan? But now I know. Knowing's half the battle. Oh man, I'm not going to get into a history lesson here, folks. I promise. But one of the most amazing things I ever read was that the Romans back in the day were doing brain surgery. They were removing parts. They were removing like broken parts of the skull and putting metal caps on, and then like sewing it back up. And half the people didn't make it. Half the people made it. But shit, they were doing brain surgery 800 freaking years before we knew what the hell we were doing.
Tired Mark got it. Uncle Eddie.
Uncle Eddie, yeah. Uncle Eddie. Every time Captain revs up the microwave, I piss my pants and lose where I am for half an hour. Oh man, that was right before he did that sledge shit in Christmas Vacation.
Right.
Oh man. And guys, I wasn't making fun of my doctor earlier. That is really the way he talked. Hello, how are you today? I am Dr. Habib, and I will be treating you for. We aren't going to tell you. That's just the way he talked, guys. No disrespect, no isms there. That's just the way he talked.
Well, here's the thing about finding doctors too, because I hate almost all doctors. That's just me. I mean, really, you should know how many gynecologists. Yeah, gynecologists. No, how many oncologists I've gone through.
That's a huge vagina.
You need to watch that thing more often. Anyway,
it's angry. It's angry.
No, if you go into one and you feel uncomfortable from the beginning, or they don't put their hands on you to do an exam, you don't want that doc. Time to go find another one. Unless they come highly recommended by someone you know, chances are, if they don't pull out a stethoscope, listen to this, do a reflex, look into your eyeballs and your throat, even if it's for something unrelated, they're not the doc that you want. Just a heads up.
Hell yeah, I had a good doctor back in Texas. He was a good guy.
Yeah, he saved your leg.
Yeah, he saved my leg. He saved my leg when they're like, "Yeah, don't freak out if you wake up and your leg's gone." What? It's a possibility. Just preparing you for the worst. Great. That's great. I'm going to be like House.
There you go. And sometimes the docs that piss you off are actually the good ones. If they come in and they annoy you by asking this and that and poking and getting into your personal life, it's like, well, they're actually analyzing who you are to figure out the whole picture instead of just checking off a list and throwing a diagnosis at you. They graduate too many doctors like that don't know how to analyze facts. They just know how to plug data into a flow chart and prescribe or cut.
Yeah, and when your doctor, I hear that all the time. If you're smoking, stop now. And of course, everybody's gonna push that, but you can tell when they really give a shit. When your doctor really gives a shit, you can tell. When they really care about you, you get that. And
right.
Sometimes being mean, sometimes telling you what you don't want to hear, that is the best thing for you, whether you like it or not.
I've had it a couple of times over the years, some of these people, they come in and there was one just recently. They came in to see my wife because I retired, of course, but they try and tell you what's going on, and you're honest with them, and they'll only listen so much. And I say, it's your last visit. Goodbye. I'm not going to be able to help you if you're not paying attention to me. And they come back. Drives you nuts. They come back a year or two later saying, "You were right, doc." It's like, oh, yeah, but you were supposed to find somebody else. Someone else. You need to be somebody else's headache. But yeah, if they're willing to let you go like that, maybe they know more than what you think, and you should have listened to them to begin with.
Yeah, when you got Darth Vader, dying in your lap, and he's like, "You were right. Tell your sister you were right." Ah, old man, you were supposed to listen before and not come back.
Right.
Oh. Oh shit. We're back. Yeah, ha 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 ha. We're back. Shit. They're back.
There's one old lady that always comes to my mind, and it's just like the office lady. She came to me. I sit in my office, and she goes, "You'll never guess who's here." And I literally thumped my head on the desk. I said, "I know who it is." This was after 2 years. But she was oddly very compliant after that.
I can imagine. You're like, fuck that, I'm getting a second opinion. And then you come back, you were right. You were right. Yeah, and I don't want to see you anymore. You don't want to get in that second opinion. You should have listened in the first place. But people are fallible. And that's, what we all are. We are all fallible. We are all fallible. We all make mistakes. We all do things that...
Now, see, you just blow my opinion of you.
Really?
Here I had you on this pedestal. Everything except for the smoking, I thought, this is my ideal man. Someone I have to look up to.
Oh, brother, you know how many mistakes I've made? A million mistakes. You know what? I brought that up. I brought that up last night to Major Vance when we were interviewing Major Vance last night on Canucks channel. I said, "Is there anything you would go back and change about what you've done?" He's like, "Oh hell no, I do everything exactly the same." I'm like, "Damn, that is a dedicated person." Because you know what? There's all kinds of shit that I would love to go back and be like, "All right, you did this and you were so stupid, Loki. What the hell were you doing? What the hell were you thinking?" I just want to shake myself and be like, "Dumbass, dumbass, dumbass." And to have that dedication and that insight to, well, I did this, and if mistakes were made, that's great. I learned from them.
Yeah, I got one last thing for you. You guys know I've told you before that my parents were very much older than me, and my dad was a huge man not because of anything other than he worked hard since he was 10 years old. My great grandfather was a blacksmith, and my dad worked for him at 10 years old, swinging a hammer all day. And when he had a break, he'd go out and whiz on the iron pile. My great grandfather was pissed at him, always told him, cut it out, you're rusting the iron. So finally, you may know what this is. He hooked a magneto up to the iron pile without telling my dad. So my dad, he's 11 years old, goes out there, pees on it, and gets electrocuted. Oh, guess what? He never did that again. Well, the point of the story is, you know what? A good person is one who's learned from their mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. You play with fire, you get burned.
He got burned.
He got burned. Oh, thank you so much for being here this morning. I know mornings are hard for you, dude, and I just want you to know I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have had a blast. You saved me, brother, because I don't know if I could have done this for 45 minutes solo this morning. I really don't. I think I'd have fallen asleep already, and people be like, "Loki, are you there? Loki? Hello, CBS? Hello, is anybody home?" Oh man! So
Mexican Iron Man got you. Payback.
Yeah, Mexican Iron Man got me. Did Mexican Iron Man put him in the freezer? I think Loki's in the freezer.
He got up early for once in his life just to take out Loki.
Take out Loki. He would too. He would too. He's like, "You're in cahoots with those Echo Base guys." Yeah. Oh, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It has been a great morning. Oh man, Bird of Prey 5, Kaplaw, Brother Jedi Bill 797, RRK the Star, Mark the Infinitely Tired, Josh and Rebecca, Momini, Lady Q, good morning. What's his face, Mick? Whatever. Samantha Joe, RR, I think I said RR already. Lady Miss, Broken Entertainment, Purple Lady, Captain Spire. Oh, RR.
You know what? When you call people's names out twice, it makes them feel doubly special. So don't worry about it.
Mark the Infinitely Tired. Oh, Captain Spire, I said that. Dave Bob, my brother from another mother. Oh, guys, I know Axonar was in here earlier. If you're still listening, brother, hail. And you're my other brother from another mother, along with Adiga here. Psychodorf 9, Tyron Beard, Chris Persia. Guys, thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and Adiga and listening to us just ramble on a Wednesday.
And talk about Old Spice bottles going places where no one should have ever gone.
Oh, we will see you tomorrow. Rambling Canucks, good to be on our panel, guys. I am going to send you all out with a little message from Dave Bob. So thank you, guys.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe.